Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Active Retro. My name is James. Today, it's a little bit of a follow-up video to a video I did a few months ago where we did a little bit of an experiment seeing what the 2017 Just Toys foam dust brain blind bag Madballs figure, that was a mouthful, looks like on the vintage dust brain Madballs popper body. Now, overall, I think the experiment worked out pretty well. And of course, there are a couple of issues. It's a modern style for the foam head, and of course, the colors don't jive as well with the original body style. Now, what we have here is a different approach to this. We have, from KidRobot, we have a Madballs vinyl keychain. They're blind box, blind bagged. I actually just bought this on eBay. I know you're thinking, well, hey, you bought that on eBay. Why didn't you just buy the actual vintage popper set? Well, it's not nearly as fun. That's why. So just to continue on with this experiment, we're going to try and use this head today. So, just right off the bat, this is a much more dense. This is a vinyl keychain. This is a foam head. You can hear it hitting the table. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to work with, I can tell you that much. Again, the colors are different. It's actually even a darker yellow than the modern head, the foam head. I could even try repainting this, but it may be down the road. But but it has that classic design look to it, as opposed to the modern look. So if you're looking for a more accurate replacement, you would want to go with this one. Now we might run into a little bit of an issue here with scale. You can see it's just the tiniest bit smaller than the foam head. So we're gonna have to see how that looks on the body. It's a little bit hard to judge. Now, a couple problems we're going to run into right off the bat here is the eye hook. I think that should be easy enough to remove. I'm just going to twist it out. And then, again, this is a heavy vinyl, dense vinyl, so we're actually going to have to drill a hole into the keychain using a power drill. Now, with the foam, it was nice. I was just able to actually use a letter opener, make two small incisions, like an X pattern, a cross pattern, and we're just able to slip that on, and it's able to accommodate that peg, and it's also able to accommodate that spring without really wearing down on it. I'm going to make the hole for this just a little bit bigger, so it's not snug, and like I said, I don't want it pressing down on that tab. I don't want it hurting the figure. So we're going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to use a drill bit that's 932, 9/32 in size, in diameter, and we're going to see how that works out. So let's go ahead and first of all take out this eye hook. I'm going to be using jaw pliers simply because I don't know where my needle nose pliers went, and all I'm doing is I'm just clamping down on that end of the hook, and I'm just twisting this off, and I'm hoping that works. Now, kids, if you happen to be a kid and you're watching this, let's say you're under, 13, 15, I would not attempt doing any of these things without adult supervision. Just FYI, just a general disclaimer. Jaw pliers, use adult supervision. You might pinch your fingers in here, and of course with the electric drill, please do not try that at home without adult supervision. If you are a kid, if you're a child, this is actually proving to be a little bit difficult to get out. I keep on twisting this here. I don't want to make a gash in the top of the head. I don't want to make the hole, the opening, too large. It's still twisting out of there. And I don't want to just snip off the top of the hook, which I could. Let me, there we go. So I was able to twist most of it out, and then I was able to just yank it out there at the very end. Now we are with a small hole here up top, but I don't think that's too problematic. And then let's go ahead and use the drill here. I'm going to try and get this as centered as possible just by eyeballing it. Now, of course, like I said, kids, oh please, I actually do have safety glasses on. You can't see them. Please, if you use an electric drill, anytime you use any piece of power equipment, you always should use proper safety equipment. So please make sure if you do attempt this, please make sure you have safety glasses on. And I'm going to be cutting the audio during this part just because it's going to be really loud. Alright, let's try and eyeball this. Alright, I think that's going to be pretty close to center. Now, this vinyl actually is very difficult to drill through. And it actually does want to slip a little bit. Okay, now the nice part is it actually is hollow in the center, so once you get to a certain point, you should actually be able to just reverse and take it out of there pretty easily. So let's go ahead and see how we're doing on the size of this diameter. Like I said, 932. Oh, and it actually slips on there pretty well. Good. Well, that was actually easier than anticipated. There you have it. That's what it looks like. So let's do a comparison here. So, yeah, that's what it looks like with the foam. And then that's what it looks like with that. It actually is pressing down on that tab a little bit, but I believe that's what the actual figure would have done originally. Because then there would have been the spring and then you would have done it. Good. You know, I was actually really surprised how easily that worked. The scale, the size actually does not look that bad. It does not look that off. It actually looks a little bit better than anticipated. I think I got that pretty well centered on there, surprisingly. So good. Actually, I really like that. Good. I actually like that a little bit better than this version. I think maybe it's not as ridiculous looking. So good. That's... That actually worked out surprisingly well. Sorry guys, I'm just really amazed by how simple that was. I was expecting it to be much more dense and much more difficult to get through. So excuse me if I'm just repeating myself here and just kind of going over how that is. So guys, yeah, well there you have it. Which way you want to go here, it's entirely up to you. And of course, like I said, you could very easily just buy a replacement Popper's head on eBay. They exist. And, you know, prepare to probably spend anywhere between $15 to $20 on a replacement head if you do happen to have this Popper's figure. But if you have the body, if you just want a simple replacement, I think either one would work. You know, color differences aside, that's always going to be an issue, but you could try and repaint either option. I think either option is easily doable. The foam head, if you know, you don't want to mess around with power tools, if you don't have access to power tools, I think it's a good option. Letter opener, slide it right on there, you're good to go. This, you are left with a small hole up top, and you do have to use a power drill or a power tool to get through that piece. But I think overall, the result is good, and you do have a more vintage, more classic look. Guys, I hope you liked this video as much as you liked the original version. Please leave your thoughts, comments down below on what you think of this experiment. Which look do you prefer? Do you like the look of the merge of old and new with the foam head, or do you like the more vintage look with the vinyl keychain head? So please, again, let me know down in the comments. As always, if you like this video, please hit like, and if you like this channel, please hit subscribe. Thank you for watching.